Now, on this day last year, Kenya saw the swearing-in of opposition leader Raila Odinga as the people's president after the hotly contested presidential election that saw the country stare at possible post-election violence. Now, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati had declared President Uhuru Kenyatta winner of the October 26, 2017 presidential election. Now, he garnered 7,483,895 votes out of the 7,616,217 valid votes cast. The National Super Alliance NASA, on the other hand, said it would not recognize Uhuru's victory and threatened to swear in Raila Odinga as the quote-unquote people's president. A lot has happened, but key to note is the March 9th, 2018 handshake that presented a new tide to Kenya's political handshake. Now, in studio, we have Ishmael Nyaribo, who's a lawyer and a political analyst. Before we get to the conversation, let's just listen in to the voices of Kenyans from across 3 counties in regards to this.
Tangu handshake kuwe tumekuwa na stress mingi sana hapa bus park Kisumu.
Stress ya nini?
Sisi ya kazi, sababu sisi hatuna kazi, tunahangaika, tunapanga gari hapa, tunafuata gari, hakuna abiria. Sasa siku hizi Kisumu hapa tumekaa mbaya sana.
We fully support because the president has supported Raila Odinga and they have worked together. So me, what I'm saying, those big office to help us down here.
How do you want the help?
We don't have any work, so we are asking them for them to give us support so that we can enjoy also.
Maybe you can break it down to the kind of support that you need.
Supports things like if they give us washing machine, people will wash the vehicles, they will get more jobs.
Generally in Nyanza, infrastructure is as according to the handshake with Uhuru and Raila, the infrastructure constructing roads has improved. That one is excellent. And another thing, they should also consider the roads, the Kura roads, the roads that are going towards the estates are not okay.
My name is Joseph Mwangi, but I'm not a Kisumu resident. I'm a Moro resident. Here I'm just a businessman. In fact, I am a Kikuyu. And one thing I have noted about handshake, it has bring very good peace. You can see these, my brothers. And before handshake, we were tulikuwa tu maadui. And right now, these are our brother. Wakati tunafanya kazi, wanatushika vizuri tena, wanatuambia ni handshake na tufanya kazi vizuri. Sasa business imeinuka, we have peace, so we appreciate.
Handshake ilipoanzishwa imeleta Wakenya pamoja na hivyo ndio vile inatakikana, kwa sababu Wakenya wengine wakiwa nje ya serikali au maneno ya serikali haiwezi kuendelea vizuri, kwa sababu tunaunga mkono maneno ya handshake. Alafu tena kuongezea hapo, tunataka pia, kwa sababu tumeungana sisi sote pamoja, lazima vitu kadhaa siangaliwe kwa serikali pia, kwa sababu sisi kama wakaaji wa Uasin Gishu tuko na maneno ya mahindi, tuko na maneno ya mbolea, na lazima sasa serikali waweze kuangalia hiyo maneno, kwa sababu sisi saa hii, kwa sababu sisi kama wafukaji tunaona maneno ya mahindi tuko na shida kidogo, na tunaomba serikali, rais na naibu wake waweze kuangalia maneno ya mahindi. Saa
handshake haijaanza na Raila na Uhuru. Handshake ilianza na Ruto na Uhuru. Wakati walikutana wakaongea. Hata ukiangalia alama ya Jubilee ni ile ya kukutana. Yaani maana yake hiyo handshake Uhuru na Ruto vile walianzisha, tunashukuru sana ili extend mpaka ilifika kwa Raila. Hasa Raila tunakukaribisha. Karibu sana mzee kwa upande wa handshake. Wewe umekuja umetuunga kwa handshake na umeona kumbe sisi watu ni wazuri sana, watu wa Jubilee. Kwa hivyo tunakubali kwamba wewe ukuje tupange kazi pamoja, lakini iwe ni handshake ya ukweli. Isiwe handshake ambayo iko kitu kingine katikati. Hiyo sisi kama Uasin Gishu tunaona kama kuna mkono mwingine kando ambaye hatujui ni ya nini.
Handshake iendelee kati ya Uhuru na Raila, imeenda mzuri. Sisi tunasupport hiyo handshake kwa sababu imeleta amani mzuri na imeleta tola imeenda juu kabisa kwa Kenya. Tola ilikuwa karibu ianguke, lakini sasa hii pesa karibu itembee. hiyo tunaunga mkono kwa sababu economic imeanza kurudi. Lakini problem tu tunataka kuomba handshake ipige kwa wakulima. Wakulima wasaidiwe kabisa because they are suffering. Hata watoto wako nyumbani. Ile kitu kingine ningeomba serikali ambaye wamefanya handshake imefanya kitu mzuri. Handshake pia i-create kazi kwa vijana.
All right, a lot of varied views and mostly edging towards the handshake that occurred on March the 9th. But already in studio, Ishmael Nyaribo, who's a legal political analyst. Many thanks for making time. It has been a year full of political developments, if you can put it that way, ever since the January 30th, 2018 handshake. And we well know, or the oath rather, and we well know of the March 9th handshake that culminated and actually caused the brotherhood spirit between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. But let's start with the oath taken. We were Peter, that it could be one of the historic moments in Kenya as we speak. Borrowing from what Raila said, today's step is one step towards the doing away with electoral autocracy and to establishing proper democracy in our country. How symbolic was this event in Kenya's history?
Well, I think from my perspective, I see that Raila Odinga took extra legal steps to announce himself as people's president, and you will actually see that in several public gatherings, he has been referred to as the people's president, even in presence of the head of state. So that aspect of taking extra legal measures to have himself stamp his authority in terms of people's rights and explain to the world that besides the electoral malpractices, people have their own interests and I represent them. I think that was quite a milestone to inform the world that citizens can decide and choose which destination they want to go, which process they want to follow. About that particular act, and people think that Raila Odinga is in the government. That's debatable. It's a handshake, and not that he is actually anything like a particular slot for him, which has been given to him in the government. There is no such a slot. I know he's international fora he has been appointed, but locally here it is merely a handshake, and that handshake to me is something quite critical, as we shall see. You can see people feel cool. Right now, people feel cool. And immediately they are saying, we now need activities, we need money, we need bank loans, we need to do something apart from the handshake. So for me, that's a milestone. He has shown us that besides what are the legal procedures laid down, if the malpractices in the electoral system are so bad, actually citizens can take extra legal steps to heal the problems, yes.
All right, but it's safe to say that the handshake seems to have overshadowed this January 30th oath-taking ceremony, right?
Well, in a sense, yes, because if, strictly speaking, the legal facilities was to be followed, then Raila Odinga could probably be charged for, treason and all that. But immediately the handshake, and remember, before the handshake, there was a talk. You've seen even citizens know, as you all know, Kenyans are very smart. They have said, the president and Ruto sat somewhere and agreed, let's shake hands. Look at how people are wise. So there was a talk before the handshake. And that talk seemed to suggest, in order to cool tension and forget everything, let's have a handshake. Yes, I agree entirely that the handshake actually tried to overshadow certain effects and consequences that would have followed.
All right. Even as we talk about the much celebrated handshake, let's delve deeper into this particular oath-taking ceremony. And we saw a couple of individuals, the then declared NRM, self-declared General Miguna was one of them. We also had TJ Kajwang, Member of Parliament, Waraka, actually facilitating the oath-taking ceremony at that particular point. And what we saw is the government actually cracked down on the individuals who facilitated this particular move, bearing in mind what Attorney General at that time, Githum Muigai, had actually said in terms of this action being treasonable. Now, it seems that this particular individual, Miguna, might have taken the full blame of this particular oath-taking ceremony. What's next for this individual?
Well, not quite. I mean, you remember the Member of Parliament for Embakasi, Otieno Kajwang, was taken to court for swearing in Raila Odinga.
Yes.
And then Miguna Miguna went onslaught and really, made things look bad, and he was not agreeing. I think the problem with Miguna, and I don't care how, he likes to respond to this, but the problem with him is he is not able to have a link with Raila Odinga and with that team. Not only Raila Odinga, but there are several guys who are telling Raila Odinga, let's go, we swear you in. Miguna was one of them. So there's that disconnect between Miguna and Raila Odinga. But again, I really can only put full blame on Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga has a duty to go after this man, to go for him, to discuss with him. Yes, we did this, now there's a handshake, you are all over there in Canada, and we know your views, what they are, but we still need you. The NRM might have been overrun or, overtaken by events, but we still need you, because, to be honest, it was Raila Odinga swearing in that put Miguna in the position in which it has put him.
Definitely.
So in a spirit of trying to really put everything and bringing people together, it is Raila Odinga's duty to pursue Miguna and confirm, or rather try to find out how he can bring him back to the fold. He's a Kenyan anyway. It has been confirmed by the courts, and he needs to be brought back. And then we need to see, what is he going to do? There is nothing like so evil which a Kenyan can do. If a Kenyan wants to participate in the electoral process, in politics, whatever it is, he still can come back. He's one of us. Let's hear his voice, and probably then settle to what his philosophy is, or to, a different philosophy.
All right, as we conclude very briefly, let's evaluate the position that NASA is in right now. Ever since that particular oath-taking ceremony, we well know that a couple of our core principles were missing at that particular time. Fast forward right now, we have some sort of healthy sibling rivalry between, Wiper and ODM, who are members of the NASA coalition. Where does NASA stand right now?
To be honest, that very quickly I can say that, you see NASA, you speak of NASA now, to be honest, you are looking at Raila Odinga.
Yes.
These other principles are actually quite weak. At least the muscle they showed at Uhuru Park demonstrates that they are weak. It is upon them to build themselves. Now, there is a dispute here in Embakasi where Wiper has already fronted a candidate and ODM has also fronted a candidate. It remains to be seen who may carry the day. But in reality, if you talk about NASA, all roads should lead towards Raila Odinga. If you pull the other way, the other side, there are very high chances Kenyans will not stand with you, because at least Raila Odinga has shown that if you give me mandate, I will stand with you. So in terms of what is its position, it's too early to tell, because there are issues also in Jubilee. Probably some of the parties in Jubilee are again going to, come down to NASA and probably agree with what NASA is saying. But in terms of the strength of NASA right now, to be honest, I'm not a good person to estimate right now.
Yes.
But I feel that the principal person, the key player there is Raila Odinga. The rest are really playing along what Raila Odinga wants.
All right, many thanks, Ishmael Nyaribo, right there, legal political analyst, just painting a clearer picture for us ever since the culmination of this particular event exactly 1 year ago. That is